so hopefully this is recording. I have this hooked up to my phone. I don't know if you can see that or not. A little bit. Because I need to be able to see what I'm doing here. So these are the, today's day 3 of the Mite board. So I wanted to point out a couple things. This is the Buckfasts. And I'm going to pull out, where are we? Here's one right here. Let me see. Let's see how this looks on the camera there. Where'd he go? There he is. He's right there. So I'm going to try to get real close. This way. And this way. Right there. I don't know how in focus or not in focus this is. It's hard to see on my phone. But if you look up on this end, you should be able to see a couple little legs there. But yeah, that's one. Let me actually see if I can get him up. There we go. Again, don't really know how clear that is, but that's one. On the Buckfast board, there were 14. Which means that there was a mite drop about 5 per day, which is pretty high since they were there for 3 days. Now something else that was kind of neat that I found, I don't know how well we'll be able to see him either, but I can do this. Come on, get off. He just does not want to come here. Here, again with my knife. Throw him out of there. Oh. Sorry about this. I know it's not very interesting. Okay, there we go. So this guy, right there, I think that he is a hive beetle larva. He's just getting away there. He was inside of the mite board. I'm gonna scoot him off my car because I don't want to take him with me. Oops, missed. But hive beetles have a really interesting life cycle in that they are born. Probably just scratched my car all up. They're born in the hive, and they grow up and they eat pollen, they eat casings, they eat some of the wax and stuff. They pretty much just eat whatever they can find in the hive. And then once they get big enough, once the larva gets big enough, it drops out of the hive and it'll crawl out in the standard hive, or since we have screened bottom boards in our hives, sometimes they will fall right through, and they'll fall underground and they will dig themselves into the ground, and then they'll pupate under the ground and turn into hive beetles, and then the hive beetles will climb or fly or whatever back up to the hive, and they will start the life cycle all over. Now that guy was really big. It might have been a wax moth, and that was in the Buckfast hive, which might mean that they're up in that upper box. I'm not really sure. I'll have to take a look, but I'm not going to tear them apart again until probably next weekend. Today's Wednesday, so at least 3 or 4 more days. As far as mites go, the Russians, I didn't see any, which I'm not super surprised. I mean, I am surprised I'm not. Russians are supposed to be very hygienic. They clean the mites off, and also that hive is a little smaller right now, so they're having their own issues. So I'm not overly surprised that they didn't have too much. The Buckfasts, on the other hand, they are, and I don't know how well you can see from here, I'm sitting in my car, they're the bigger hive right there, and so they have a lot more bees in there, which consequently means that they can have a lot more mites. So the Buckfasts, I think we're probably going to end up doing some kind of a treatment to them, just because that seems really high. I think the treatment that I'll probably do is a sugar shake, which is where you take powdered sugar, you do 1 cup per box, and sift it over top of the bees, and that encourages them to clean each other and knock the mites off. Alternative treatments, something else that I might think about doing is putting in some Mite strips. They're little strips that are impregnated with formic acid, which comes from ants, and the acid releases and it goes through the hive and it kills the mites, but it also hurts the bees. So if I can avoid doing some kind of a chemical treatment like that, I will. I'd rather just do a sugar shake and see how that works. As far as the Russians, I might do them as well, just because I'll be here with the sugar and it doesn't hurt. But I don't think that they're really having too many issues. I think that as far as issues go, the Buckfasts are the ones that are having problems. So that ends this recording. I know it's a short one. Hopefully it's still recording. Yeah, it's blinking. The thing on my phone has stopped. It says 19 seconds and it's just sitting there. Yep. Alright, well anyway, so that ends this recording. I know it's a short one. I'll be able to get it up tonight. Shouldn't be too many issues, but yeah, so thanks for hanging with the bees.